Peter. Oh, Peter. They were following Jesus, and they were going to go across the Sea of Galilee. And they were taking a really long time getting back. It was 9 o'clock, and you still weren't here. 10 o'clock, still wasn't here. 11, no. 12, no. 1. Do you think he was home yet?
No.
2, no. And I was really beginning to worry because there was a huge storm coming up in Galilee.
But it's all right. I'll take it from here.
Okay.
You see, what Mom doesn't know is while she was waiting for us, Jesus had just done an incredible miracle. It had started out as a sad day. Jesus' cousin had just died. We were all very tired and sad. We all wanted to go home, but 5,000 men, women, and children had followed us. We told Jesus, send them home, but he didn't want to. He wanted to talk with them, take care of them, and just be Jesus. As the sun started to set, we said, Jesus, send them home, send them to the villages to get something to eat. But he said, no, we will feed them. So, Andrew found a boy out in the crowd with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Well, let me ask you something. How many people do you think we could feed with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish?
5,000.
5,000? Yeah. Any other guesses?
That's optimistic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, we didn't think we'd be able to feed them all, but you know what Jesus did? He blessed, and he broke the bread, and he put it in baskets. And then he handed us the baskets. And as we went out to the crowd, every time we reached into the basket, we just kept pulling out bread and fish, bread and fish. We couldn't believe it. By the time we got done, we had enough for us left over to eat. We were so excited, we just wanted to stay and tell everybody more about Jesus and all the things he could do. But he had different plans. He sent the crowd away, and he told us to go into a boat to Bethsaida. And he was going to a mountain to be by himself and pray. We didn't understand why we'd want to leave at such an exciting time like this, but we did it anyways. And as we were on the boat to Bethsaida, all of a sudden a big storm came up. We were so scared, the wind and the waves, it was crazy. And then somebody yells out, look, a ghost. There's a ghost on the water and it's coming towards us. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. How do you all sound when you're terrified? Do you scream?
Ah! Scream. How do you scream when you're scared?
It's too loud.
It's
It's
too
too
loud.
loud?
You're right. You know, I am so glad because you know, Simon.
What's that?
Peter.
Peter!
It would have disturbed our neighbors if they
Peter!
would scream.
It's alright, the
Thank
neighbors
you
are
guys
fine.
for not screaming.
It's okay, Mom. It was a scary time, though. All of a sudden, we heard Jesus' voice. He called out. He said, don't be afraid, it's me. And I said, So I called out to Jesus. I said, Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water.
Simon.
Peter! Peter! Peter!
Peter. You said that to Jesus. You said that crazy thing that you want to walk out on the water.
Yeah. I don't know why I did, but I did. I got out of the boat. I started walking towards Jesus. And then I noticed all the wind and the waves, and I got scared, and I started to sink, and I said, Lord, save me. And he did. He pulled me up onto the boat, and before I realized it, the storm had stopped, and we were on the other side of the water.
Can you imagine what I thought whenever I saw Simon walk through
Peter!
walk through that door, and he was soaking wet, clothes, everything just drenched.
Yes, but imagine our reaction. We fell down and we worshiped Jesus because we realized he was more than an earthly king. He was the Son of God, the ruler of the wind and the waves. And we weren't afraid anymore.
You know, that kind of reminds me of this story that my mom told me once, and I'd like to share it with you guys. Can I share it with you? Let me move my snacks over. And she always had 2 special jars, and she had one that was labeled afraid, and one that was labeled brave. So we're going to pretend that this little egg right here is me. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop myself in this afraid gray jar. And when I do, what do you think's gonna happen to me?
We'll see.
You think I'm gonna sink?
Yes.
Well, let's see.
In the egg.
Let's see what happens to me when I go down. Oh, right straight to the bottom. Okay.
It's gonna float in that one.
Simon, what if I put myself in this?
Peter!
Peter. Peter. What if I put myself in this gray jar? What do we think's gonna happen?
They're
to
gonna
me?
float. You're gonna float?
You think I'm gonna float?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it looks the same, doesn't it?
It's
Yeah.
gonna float.
But brave is better than afraid.
Brave is better than afraid? Okay, well, let's see what happens. All right. But it looks exactly the same, doesn't it? I mean, it just looks like water. What made it different? Let me tell you.
What?
Well, really,
Peter!
there's salt in this water. And salt made my egg float, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you know the real difference between being brave and afraid? Yes, Catherine.
Being brave is being strong and not being scared of anything.
There you go. And you know one way that we can be brave and not be afraid is if we know in our hearts that Jesus is the Son of God. And that no matter where we go and where we are, He is with us.
And we should always trust him.
And we should always trust Him.
Right.
Isn't that good, Simon?
Peter!
Miss Dasha does not like change at all. Well, Peter, I am so glad that you're home.
I'm glad to be
And
home.
I've got some grapes here, and I'm gonna take some fresh bread for us tonight. And I did pick up some of these dried grapes from the vineyard. I don't know if they're any good or not. You know, have you guys talked to him at all? The guy at the vineyard? What's he like? He doesn't believe in Jesus.
He's nice. He doesn't believe. He's nice, but he doesn't believe.
Have y'all tried to convince him?
Yes.
Have you met a lot of unbelievers at the market?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. That's sad. It is sad. Well, I'm going to take some time and catch up with Simon because I haven't because I haven't seen him in so long. He's been out traveling, and so I'm going to take some time to talk with him. So we will see you guys later. Okay? You have a good night and shalom.